Today in the media conference with Lal Goel, which is brought to you by V4 News, Karu News, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV India, Newsgaon se Samvad Saroकार News, Bharat Post News, Gyan and Organ Donation India Foundation. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic. And today's topic is not only current, but very, very relevant. The topic is Vastu Shastra. But before I will go on the main topic, I would like to inform you that today world is celebrating International Nurses Day. International Nurses Day is an international day observed around the world on 12th May, the birth anniversary of Florence Nightingale, to mark the contributions that nurses make to the society. In January 1974, 12th May was chosen to celebrate the day as it is the anniversary of the birth of Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing. This day is to thank all nurses, their dedication and work, especially during ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Nurses are indispensable in safeguarding public health. Media conference with Lal Goel wishes all the nurses and hope society will give the due credit to the nurses which they rightly deserve. Now coming to our main topic, that is Vastu Shastra. Vastu Shastra literally means science of architecture, is a traditional Indian system of architecture originating in India. Texts from the Indian subcontinent describe principles of design, layout, measurements, ground preparation, space arrangement, and septal geometry. Vastu Shastras incorporate traditional Hindu and in some cases Buddhist beliefs. The designs aim to integrate architecture with nature, the relative functions of various parts of the structure, and ancient beliefs, utilizing geometric patterns, yantra, symmetry, and directional alignments. Vastu Shastra are the textual part of Vastu Vidya, the broader knowledge about architecture and design theories from ancient India. Vastu Vidya knowledge is a collection of ideas. Please mute. Dr. Anand, please mute yourself. Sorry. Vastu Vidya knowledge is a collection of ideas and concepts with or without the support of layout diagrams that are not rigid. Rather, these ideas and concepts are models for the organization of space and form within a building or collection of buildings based on their functions in relation to each other, their usage and overall fabric of the Vastu. Ancient Vastu Shastra principles include those for the design of mandir, Hindu temples, and the principles for the design and layout of houses, towns, cities, gardens, roads, waterworks, shops, and other public areas. Theories tracing links of the principles of composition in Vastu Shastra and the Indus Valley civilization have been made, but scholar Kapil Vatsyayan is reluctant to speculate on such links given the Indus Valley script remains undeciphered. According to Chakrabarti, Vastu Vidya is the Vedic period, as old the Vedic period, and linked to the ritual architecture. According to Michael W. Mischer, the Atharvaveda contains verses with mystic cosmogony, which provide a paradigm for cosmic planning, but they did not represent architecture nor a developed practice. Vara Mira's Brith Samhita, dated to the 6th century CE, states Misters is the first known Indian text that describes something like a Vastu Puras Mandala to plan cities and buildings. The emergence of Vastu Vidya as a specialized field of science is speculated to have occurred significantly before the 1st century CE. Vastu Shastra represents a body of ancient concepts and knowledge to many modern architects, a guidelines but not a rigid code. The Pink City Jaipur in Rajasthan was master planned by Rajput King Jai Singh and built by 1727 CE is part around Vastu Shilpa Shastra principles. Similarly, modern era projects such as the architecture Charles Carreras designed Gandhi Smarak Sangrahalaya in Ahmedabad, Vidhan Bhavan in Bhopal, and Jawahar Kala Kendra in Jaipur adapt and apply concepts from Vastu Shastra Vidya. In the design of Chandigarh city, Le Corbusier incorporated modern architecture theories with those of Vastu Shastra. During the colonial rule period of India, town planning officials of the British Raj did not consider Vastu Vidya, but largely grafted Islamic Mughal era motifs and designs such as domes and arcs onto Victorian era style buildings without overall relationship layout. As per one survey, 93% of the home buyers in metro cities of India seek Vastu compliant home. In an attempt to make their students well-rounded architects, IIT Kharagpur has included Vastu science in the curriculum of the architecture students. Among architecture circles, there has not been a more heated debate than the relevance or irrelevance of Vastu Shastra to the building designs of today. On one side, there are renowned architects like Charles Carrera and Geoffrey Bawa, who have famously used Vastu Shastra in a number of their public projects. On the contrary, are most contemporary architects who, in reaction to the Vastu dosh fear-mongering by local pundits, vehemently deny the validity of Vastu altogether and love to whine about their believer client ruining their design for Vastu compliance. Now, to discuss this very, very important, significant, and relevant topic, that is Vastu Shastra, we have a very elite, knowledgeable experts panel with us. And I would like to first invite my first panelist guest, and he is Dr. Rajiv Anand. Dr. Rajiv Anand is a senior psychiatrist and marriage counselor. Dr. Rajiv Anand passed his MBBS in 1976 and did MD in psychiatry in 1980 from King's George Medical College, Lucknow. He opted to serve his country when it was very common to settle abroad for brighter future. He has been serving society with his base in Mumbai. He has clients all over India as well as in many other countries. He was honored with Lifetime Achievement Award by AMA. He has conducted more than 3,000 workshops for different groups and companies with audience size of 10 to 800. His television program on various channels have been widely appreciated for his forthright and practical approach. He is leading in the field of mental and emotional well-being for 41 years. He was president of IMF for 2 times. He was interviewed in several talk shows domestically and internationally. Welcome, Dr. Rajiv Anand on our show. Dr. Rajiv Anand, today's topic is Vastu Shastra. A bit different than your expertise, but we know that you are, I will term as a master of all, jack of none. So, Dr. Rajiv Anand, we would like to know your views on Vastu Shastra. Dr. Rajiv Anand, please. Please unmute.
Thank you, Mr. Lal. Good morning to my fellow panelists. I welcome Renu from the Ranju rather from the farthest distant Chandigarh, Meenakshi Tiwari from Lucknow, and Pallavi from the closest 2 kilometers from here where I'm sitting right now. She is sitting in Delhi, but she has clients all over. And along with Mr. Lal, we had to do research about finding them out. Now I'm wondering aloud with my viewers, is Vastu Shastra a monopoly of girls only? No man? And is it an essential qualification to be good looking, to be a Vastu expert? Looking at all my 3 panelists, I'm just wondering aloud inside me that it's not so easy to get Vastu experts in the man or otherwise. Well, as Mr. Lal has said, I'm not at all a Vastu expert. No claim about it. Yet, I'm a student of various things which can make a person or a family or a marriage happy. My training had been in psychiatry, even behavioral science or marriage counseling. And I deal with hundreds of people who are in suffering, either in the individual life or in their family life or in their married life. And further, I could elaborate on that. And very often, despite whatever qualification we have and whatever training we have had, we get stuck when we find that people are not improving. They're not showing desirable results. Or we often get stuck looking at them, what is not working? People with the best of the means, best of the houses and the finances and the comforts and the luxury, yet they are not happy. Neither happy with what they have in their life, not happy with their partner, not happy in their love marriage, not happy in any aspect of life, even though apparently they have everything what is dream for most of us. That make me look for what are the other possible factors which could be coming in the way, which are beyond us. I have no qualms in saying that each one of us is touching proverbial tail or leg of that elephant. And we claim that we know the elephant, while the human life or the human happiness, we are touching one end of it from our respective perspective, whatever we have been trained for, whatever skill we have. So right at the outset, let me say it aloud because many people do not want to say it, but I have no hesitation saying it. I acknowledge and I appreciate various sciences, be it handwriting analysis, be it Vastu, or be it other kind of therapies. Yet in the same breath, let me also say it aloud that there are people who are joining this as a backdoor entry to make fast money or to claim that they are the only one in the world or they are the best one around, or many other motives which draw people into various sciences like this. I'm delighted whatever little research I had to do to look for Pallavi and Meenakshi and Ranju. They have their own good name, they have their own credibility, they have their own reputation, the respective area wherever they belong to. Few questions which come up in my mind, which I'm appealing to all three of them. They'll be talking aloud. Why people are unhappy, even when they work hard, 10 hours, 11 hours, even then they are getting much bigger pay packet or carry home salary, which was never heard of earlier, 30, 40 years back, which run from lakhs to crores these days. Yet the happiness is shrinking. The stability in relationship is shrinking. The deep happiness in marriage is becoming more a utopia than the reality. The best of mind, with the best of education, with the best of houses, the car, and the other items. But the real happiness is becoming rarer. People do have cosmetic smile. People do get photographed. They go to the mall, they go to the restaurant, they go to the foreign trips. But are they really happy? That's my concern. I'm not Vastu expert, nor I intend to. I'm happy wherever I am at this stage of my life, 41 years being in psychiatry and marriage counseling, almost touching the end of 60 age in a few days from now. So I'm happy wherever I am. Yet I'm curious about it, that what we think we can do for the people, why we should not look beyond us in other sciences. Be it Ranju, I have good number of clients from Chandigarh or from Bombay or from different part of Maharashtra or from Lucknow. Why I should not approach Meenakshi in Lucknow, Pallavi in Andheri or Bombay or Maharashtra or Ranju in North India, if they could bring about much more than what I'm not capable of, why I should not seek their help? Rather than making people suffer, and as many of our professional colleagues do, which I do much less, changing medicine, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. A lady came to me from a posh area of Bombay, crying. And she told me 13 years she had been crying. And she was given Trica by her family doctor. And she was told nowhere to go, nothing else to do, just keep on taking the tablet. 13 years she was crying. Nothing great about me, nothing special about me. I know my limitations. My head is well above my shoulder. No misgivings about it. But when 20 days later she improved, and she asked me why was she not referred to anyone else, why she was kept on one particular tablet, she continued being in the state of depression. I had no answer. Maybe that time somebody may say, I might have thought that I'm having a skill. So somebody else did not have the skill, so patient, 13 years. But am I not doing the same with others? Am I not doing the same with others? Am I not doing the same with my children? Am I not doing the same with my spouse? Am I not doing the same with my parents? Am I not doing the same with others? There might be some people with me for the last 1 year or 2 years, or 3 years or 4 years, and they may not have the right Vastu at their home, but have we looked into it? So lately, in the recent years, I have begun talking to architects, interior designers, Vastu experts, and I began questioning about these matters. And that's what led me to request Mr. Lal to select this topic and invite all three great ladies to speak about it. That this is a science I acknowledge. This is a very helpful science I understand. Yet, I'm afraid this science has not been applied to the desirable extent. What is the hitch in that? When people do get married, people do buy a house, people do spend lakhs of rupees in the interior of the house, what is coming in the way of they not seeking Vastu help? We have been looking around for a bigger flat for the last few months or so. And we've been finding some flats are there where the moment we enter, we find very odd vibrations, as if the vibrations are pushing us out. And at times, everyone in our family have found uncomfortable. We said, no, we are not going to take this. In contrast, there have been 2 or 3 out of 100 flats where we were just sucked into, yes, this is a place we would like to have it. We found it airy, we found it a very conducive environment, we found it a very lively atmosphere. And I'm sure there's a lot to do with the Vastu, whether the combination, the right combination of earth or sun or air or light or whatever, different factors which work in Vastu. So my request, my appeal to all 3 expert panelists today, please throw some light. How can the science be easily accessible? Point 1. Second, why this thing should be considered little exotic or little inaccessible? Or many people think the Vastu experts charge heavily. They charge bomb. Why it can't be transparent? When we doctors, despite being in the profession, having done my MD 41 years back, I don't charge many thousands. No, I don't charge. It gives me pain to charge a few thousand rupees for my client because I see he's suffering. Why I should make him charge a few thousand rupees? I'm happy with whatever reasonable fees. And that too, if somebody is poor, I let them go. But why many such sciences which are coming up, their charges run in 5-figure to 6 figures, if I'm not wrong. I would like each one of you to explain that. Because if there are 100 people who would like to avail your services, possibly 90 may go away because they can't afford. That means 90 who could have been benefited by your science or by your skill or by your talent cannot afford that, so they can't reach it. And this is what I practice in my field. Let no one go away from me because you can't afford the money. So I request people who are not wearing nice clothes, they need money more than me. So I let the money remain with them. I said, I would get it, receive it from God, whichever method I would receive it. But you pay whatever you can afford it. So many of my clients, I let them go, whatever you can afford it. It doesn't matter what is my fees, what do I deserve, whether by age or by the number of years of skill. Now, why many such experts, and I do not doubt any one of you, had that been there, we wouldn't have been together. So with Ranju, so with Pallavi, so with Meenakshi. I don't doubt any one of you. In fact, you are great in your own right. You have achieved a lot. I would like you to comment about many other people who are joining this without any backup, without any scientific credentials, without anything. What to do with them? And they charge bomb. My concern is not with those 10,000 to lakh rupees of fees. I'm not concerned, nor do I want to earn that, nor have any rivalry, nor have any jealousy. Let people earn whatever they deserve. My concern is that if out of 100 people who need help, if 90 are going away, could there be some method that we could jointly, all 4 of us, all 5 of us? The main theme of the program, which Mr. Lal had been conducting remarkably and successfully over the last more than 2 years, 24th to 25th of March 2020 to now, more than about 800 programs had been done. The main theme is that how can we make the life of a common man better without making him pay through his nose? So based on this theme, I'm back to Mr. Lal and back to each one of you. I'm very eagerly waiting to listen to each one of you. And as I have tried to speak from my heart, so you would also try to speak from your heart more than the commercial intent. I understand you all have a great reputation, and you don't need neither my recommendation or this program recommendation. You all are very successful. That's why we are here today. So over to you, Mr. Lal.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand, for giving your views. And Dr. Rajiv Anand mentioned two things. First thing he mentioned, about the relationship between a psychiatrist and a Vastu Shastra. He says in his career, he has seen many patients, and he found many patients who are supposed to be cured but not getting cured because of some problem. And similarly, some patients respond very nicely with the same treatment. So he is of that conviction that there is something which is beyond the medical science, and that's why he feels that the Vastu Shastra plays an important role in everyone's life career. But today he has touched a very, very important point, and that is about the charges, about the fees, which or the expenses of about the Vastu for any particular house or a building. And according to Dr. Rajiv Anand, so many people are not going for the Vastu experts because of the charges. And he also mentioned that there are many, I will use the word quack, which he has not used, quacks who are not trained properly, educated properly, have opened their shops without having full knowledge, and they are charging bombs of money, discrediting those who are really expert, those who are educated, those who are have expertise in this field. So he appealed, Dr. Rajiv Anand appealed to all of our panelists that no one should go back. Everyone should get this Vastu thing. After all, Vastu is such a thing, and it's basically, although Dr. Rajiv Anand has not mentioned, but I can very well say, which I have read in my report also, this is originated in India only. It's a Indian science. And if this Indian science is going to be that much costly, so then the people definitely would like to follow the other sciences instead of following our own science, which is very, very important. So Dr. Rajiv Anand has raised a very, very pertinent question, and he requested all our panelists to throw some light on this. So thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand, and I'm sure today's program is going to be very enlightening, and especially for those who are interested for going for the Vastu, or who are planning to buy a house or rent a house or a building or an office. And if they are watching our show live, or they will be watching afterwards, they must get the real picture without any bias from anyone. As Dr. Rajiv Anand has already mentioned, all our panelists, 3 panelists, are very, very successful in their careers. So they don't want our publicity for them, but they are ready to give their advice free of charges to all our viewers. I'm sure viewers will be benefited immensely. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand, for giving your opening remark. Now, I would like to invite my first panelist guest, and she is Miss Ranju Mehrotra. Miss Ranju Mehrotra is an astro-numerologist and Vastu consultant at Chandigarh. She started his career as a teacher in recognized schools of Delhi, but later she turned his passion of occult sciences into her profession. From past few years, she is into numerology, Western astrology, and Mahavastu. But she never left teaching. She is now teaching numerology online. This work gives her immense satisfaction for making a difference in people's life. Welcome, Ms. Ranju Mehrotra, on our show. Ms. Ranju Mehrotra, you have heard what Dr. Rajiv Anand has said. I need not to repeat now once again. We would like to know your views on Vastu Shastra. Ms. Ranju Mehrotra, please.
Good morning, everybody. And first, I would like to thank you, Mr. Lal and Mr. Rajiv, to contact me and allow me to be on this panel with you all. And rest 2 of my good friends who are experts in Vastu Shastra, definitely. Good morning to everybody. And now, first, I would like to give all my solutions to Dr. Anand, what he was actually focusing on. But first of all, I want to say something about Vastu. Basically, as you introduced me, I am a numerologist, astrologer, and a Vastu person. So here, Vastu for me is basically not only an earning. In fact, the whole science where I deal, definitely I earn from it. But as Dr. Rajiv had said that about money and all these stuffs, I have till date, you'll be glad to know, I have not let any person go empty handed, or from my online clients, I have not said no to anybody if they requested me that they cannot pay the fees. Mayor, I took 10 rupees also from people, just as because the exchange of energy at certain points are important. Some people, they contacted, we'll pay you later when I get my job, when I get this. See, we also know what the conditions are. When we get a date of birth, in Vastu, definitely you don't come to know very quickly about this. But if you're an astrologer simultaneously, with a mere date of birth, you can come to know that actually where a person is standing. Whether actually they're not able to pay off fees, or just because of, everywhere we all being housewives or general people in our lives, we get used to of taking discounts everywhere. Even from a sabzi wala, we prefer taking a 10 rupees less item. Although with that 10 rupees, I'm not, nobody's getting richer. But that comes into our nature that, you took this money from that person this much, so we need this discount. Whether that person is ready to spend those 5 figures and 4 figures in a pub at the night. But still in the morning when they're making their own house, they don't want to spend money, which is going to give them a big difference where they have to live and spend their probably not less than 20 years or 30 years or the whole life there. So that I'll come on that. First of all, I want to explain more on Vastu Shastra. See, definitely, sir, I totally agree. It comes from our own civilization, from the Indian civilization. This teaching, ancient teachings have been taken. It's a very old science. Yahan tak bhi, if I tell you, from the time of our gods, from Mahabharata and Ramayana, this science has been applied. Vishwakarma God, if you've ever heard of Vishwakarma, which everybody must have, God had created this. He was the actual architect of God, and simultaneously, if you have heard of Mayasura, he was the architect of Asurs, of basically Jo Hum Danav Kahe. So these people were architects who were building houses, building those, full civilizations and everything where people were staying at that time. Since then, Vastu Shastra is in the process. And people every time today, if you look at the old houses where people are staying in the villages, or very old monuments, or everything, if you see, they all are Vastu friendly. They were made with the relevance of using that which side the space has to be open, which size the toilet has to be placed, where should be the master bedroom, where should be the guest bedroom, where kids should play, study items where should be kept. Everything was being so well done and so well maintained. Now here I will introduce why people are unhappy in today's world. As Dr. Rajiv Anand had asked, that in spite of having immense money, good packages of salary, going abroad with family every year, putting pics on the Facebook and showing people that I'm so happy. This is actually just a fake world. The Facebook world is a fake world. Instagram, everything is just a fake stuff, I would say. But yes, at the same time, why are we not happy? We're not happy because now it's a very practical side that the houses where we stay are actually 80% houses are not friendly of Vastu. They're not Vastu friendly houses. As other two friends of mine on the panel will totally agree that northeast side is the side where the washroom, toilet should not be there. At any cost, the toilet should not be there. But I visit houses for Vastu also, or my own families or my friends. Everybody into a metropolitan cities are living in a builder floor now. We don't have money and we don't have spaces to stay in a big house, getting it built with our own money. You need crores and crores of rupees for that, which is not feasible for everybody. In those houses, you will see, I will not comment on that builders are wrong. No, they have to, they're doing their business. They will probably use each and every space that is empty, and they will build some sitting space or some washroom or a powder room nowadays for convenience. Now, convenience definitely is there. 3 bedroom, 3 washrooms. Very good, very convenient. But if we take it as a Vastu stuff, it is not correct. Toilet in northeast will never keep you happy in your home. It will never, as a couple, and if you're staying in the northeast direction, using that washroom, as a couple, you cannot be happy. Earn as much money you want, do whatever you're feeling like. You may go about, roaming about in the whole world as a world tour, but the happiness will not be there. Why? Because these locations, this place is basically for puja, for temples, for where we should sit and meditate. So there, these kind of stuffs, these kind of placements are wrong. Now, this is what Vastu is. I would rather say, see, I have my pages here, but I'm not actually, picking it up just because I want to talk with heart here. I want to actually talk that what relevance Vastu has and why people should follow. You can use every room, but use it in a way which a Vastu consultant can. You should consult a Vastu consultant, I would say. They will help you using that room in some other way. We can use it in some other way. It is not necessary that a couple has to stay. We can make it as a guest room. We can make it in some other forms. Or if the southwest direction you've given it to your kids, rather than that, make it a couple room. The master of the house should be in the southwest direction. So your couple wise, your happiness, your monetary happiness, everything will rise. Now, kitchen, supposed to be a kitchen, a very, very important part of everybody's house. If that is in a wrong direction, it is my guarantee your house will never have a pleasant atmosphere. A kitchen has to be in a correct direction of a southeast. If not, it's not possible in a southeast. Take it to a northwest. But if you put it at a direction which is totally of a water direction, and you are burning fire there because you have to cook food. So at any given point, there will be conflicts in the family. There will be difference of opinion between husband and wife, kids and parents, in-laws and parents, people staying in the house, or son and the father, everybody. Because the placement of the burner is not correct. So these spacings, these are very small things. Rather, I would also suggest, now Mahavastu consultation, what is the difference? Here we have many other options, many remedies. It is not necessary that I enter a house of a person to do a Vastu remedy there. I do not tell them to break this kitchen and shut it down and take it somewhere else. If it is a possibility, yes, we would do that. But yeah, in today's scenario, people especially staying in Delhi, Mumbai, there they are actually not having that much space. Their houses are in a limited atmosphere, in a limited way. Itne gaj ka ghar hai, ye hai, wo hai. We have to look at every possibility. So 100 types of remedies are there. I would actually tell people to not take it into consideration that we will consult a Vastu person and they'll come and they'll tell us to break this kitchen, take this kitchen to the backside, break this room, close this washroom. No, it is not necessary. There are basic small remedies which we can do. Color schemes. Colors play a very important role. Every direction, main directions are, which everybody knows, is north, south, east, west. There are many more directions. In Vastu, we have 16 directions. So looking into those directions, I would, yes, definitely tell every direction has a color scheme. We can definitely use those color schemes to make their particular area docile or the other area where we need that red energy, we can create it with colors, or we can create it with putting different small items like a pyramid or some flowers or some color schemes. All these things are part of remedies, and 100% they do matter. Giving a live example of myself, I am also staying in one floor right now, and because it's not my own house, my house is being getting built. So, and from past 2.5 years, I was not shifting to any house because I wanted a house either facing north or northeast. This was my fixed thing because being into this study, how can I choose something wrong for myself itself? So I was not doing that. So right now, for temporary purposes, I have used certain small remedies in my home, putting swastik at places, using those color schemes at different washrooms, putting a different we can put this copper channels outside the washrooms or at the chocolate of the washroom so that the negative energies don't come out from there. So all these remedies can be used. I would on this platform request people, in fact, we shutter lakhs of rupees to an architect also. I'm not saying that it is right to take lakhs of rupees. Depends who is on what position and whose 1 hour means what. Everybody to their own. But at the same time, when we know the importance of this science, the problem is people don't still know how important it is to stay in the correct direction. That is why they feel giving 10,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees or whatever anybody is charging, because they feel it's a waste of money. Architect has given me this beautiful architect. They've made this plan for me, and I'll make a house. And what's the problem there? The problem is now you've spent lakhs of rupees for that naksha, for that plan, but that plan is not vastu friendly, and then you stay there for a few months, and then again you'll be finding a vastu consultant, finding a numerologist or an astrologer to actually know the reason where the problem is. So I would actually tell people, when you're making a house, if you're making it from scratch, excellent, then your house can actually be built in total vastu friendly manners. And now I would like to solve the problems of what Dr. Rajiv Anand was asking of material of these maternal problems and why they are marriage issues and the couple is not happy. If I use Vastu in that, yes, other two of my friends will definitely agree to this point. It does matter. Either the couple is not staying in a correct position, they are sleeping in a wrong direction, they have wrong color combinations in their bedroom, or if they're having issues with their in-laws or kids, some problems, then yes, their vastu, their room, or their entrance doors, there are issues there. That easily can be rectified. In fact, I would say a vastu consultant can, be into panel of every doctor who is a physical doctor, every doctor who is a psychologically looking at a patient, psychologist, and even with the architects. Because if they are there in their, panel or their teams, then they can definitely give their advice on how to create a house, where to put what, which I am doing for my house now. I am not an architect, but I have actually told where the room has to be, where the kitchen has to be, which direction the kitchen has to be. Now you make a map for me, you make a plan for me and tell me. Because my facing of the house is northeast, which is perfect. So now let's plan where, now this is the direction, southeast I need a kitchen, this where I need my kids' room, southwest I need my bedroom. So these are the things which now an architect will plan. This is the way which everybody should move. Now, but yes, somewhere from past 9.5 years in my career, I have actually seen the difference, sir. I would actually mention from few years, people are changing their mentality. they are now taking consultations of Vastu before they are shifting to a house. In fact, 2 days before, one of my clients, he is shifting to Thailand, Bangkok, and through, he was on conference with me. I was looking on the video in his house and wherever the things were. So I think there were 12 or 13 houses which are rejected for that poor man. Somewhere things were not right, somewhere things were not correct. But it was the only thing because two, three things, see, somewhere or the other, we have to put some remedies. Because a house which is already built, and especially when you're going there to stay for a rent for 1 year, you cannot break things because it's not your own house. But these things do matter. And second of all, I would definitely say where this money matter comes, I would definitely, from my side, also request everybody that yes, we should understand a person is genuinely needed, is in a need of a help, then yeah, definitely our science should help them without or whatever they can pay. But yes, definitely, I would also say here that people have kind of हम कहते हैं कि कई बारी बदनाम हो जाती है कोई line. It is one of this reason that few wrong people have actually made this profession as a thing that anybody who calls you first looks or talks to you with a thought that are you sure this will work? What is the guarantee that it will work? What is the accuracy level of your readings? Right. See, first of all, 100% nobody is correct and nobody is God. Now, me being an astrologer or a numerologist also, I definitely, when I'm doing a Vastu, I include my numerology knowledge also there without charging something. But yes, I do see the house number for a person. Tell them not to use it because although they're just consulting me for the directions, but I still tell them this is not right. This should be also there.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely. But I would actually say, colors, directions, all this really, really matter and they impact our life.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Ranju Mehrotra, for giving your views. And because paucity of time and today's we have experts, so I would not like to summarize. I will just say that Ms. Mehrotra has given all the solutions which people always have, the reservation, the questions about the directions of the house, etc., which she has mentioned in her. And we will be listening more further from the other two expert panelists. Thank you very much, Ms. Ranju Mehrotra, for giving your views. Now, I would like to invite my next panelist guest, and she is Ms. Meenakshi Tiwari. Ms. Meenakshi Tiwari is the Vastu consultant at Lucknow. She is a skilled astrologer, Vastu expert, and crystal healing expert. It has been more than 18 years of her service as an astrologer and occult expertise. She is a highly skilled Vastu expert, deals in Vastu corrections, space programming, and Bhumi Parikshan. Her organization named Prosper Vastu, dedicated to these services in association with architects. She is into Anapanasthi Dhyanam and Crystal Chakra meditation also. To an extension of her creative needs, she started creating content for her YouTube channel, also named as Prosper Vastu. Crystal healing is her new offering, and she is yielding magnificent results. She is always open to new ideas and practices which can help human life to get healed and upgraded. Welcome, Ms. Meenakshi Tiwari on our show. Ms. Meenakshi Tiwari, you have heard Dr. Rajiv Anand as well as Ms. Ranju Mehrotra. Now, we would like to know your views on Vastu Shastra. Ms. Meenakshi Tiwari, please.
Namaskar. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. I would like to dive in the practical aspects of Vastu. What is Vastu? Vastu is an art of living and using the Panch Tattvas and the natural forces for our betterment, for the betterment and upgradation of human life. How we can use these Panch Tattva and their powers to our manifestations. So, when we invest in a property, when every layman, every person, it's a dream, it's a dream come true when you want to hold a property, or when you buy a house, when you buy a plot for yourself, the most prosperous thing of your life comes alive. So you are spending lakhs and in fact crores of rupees in your property, and Vastu can help you in every aspect. It's a very holistic approach. People usually come and they talk about, ma'am, our main, someone has told me that our main gate is not appropriate. So kindly correct that. So I just want to tell our viewers that Vastu is a very holistic approach. All the zones are distributed in 16 zones, and no aspect of human life, no aspect of your health, no aspect of your career, no aspect of your children, no aspect of human life in a way has been left through those 16 zones which we use in Vastu. So people who are taking small flats for investment or for living purposes, I want to share some tips. First of all, see the northeast, the southeast, and the southwest. These three are very important zones. These should not be cutted in your plot or in your flat. Check with the expert once you are going to purchase. Just in case you have already purchased a property which is having the certain Vastu doshas, then what to do? It's okay, leave it there. We can do corrections. We can do corrective Vastu for these kind of properties without demolitions. Only one zone, I say, if northeast is not there, then more remedies I apply for that, because northeast is the head of Vastu Kosh. And to the reference of Dr. Anand's query, Southwest is the most important zone for family, for your relationship which you hold with your loved ones. So in today's lifestyle, we are seeing the stress, the enmity, not in sync, the desired harmony which we need in couple is not there. So look at Southwest. Is there any greens or red color there? Or have you put mirrors in Southwest? And there is also a very important zone called South-Southwest. That is the disposal zone. So have you placed your couple photograph there, or your marriage albums, or your family pics? If you have placed in disposal zone, the South-Southwest, then also the marital disharmony will be seen there. Again, अगर हम बात करते हैं जब क्लाइंट हमारे पास आता है, तो देयर इज अ प्रोसेस वी कॉल्ड लक्षण मिलान. लक्षण मिलान, the client will tell you about their manifestations and their problem. And when you go to the site, when you visit their houses, you have to see it very closely. Are those problems which he described to you or she has discussed with you will be there? It has to be there on the site or in the houses, in the form of metals, in the form of wrong objects, in the form of wrong colors. So every direction has its color, its metal, and the power, what it can do for yourself. Now I'll start with north. So I'll take north. North is health, north is opportunities. If we are working for a business person, then new customers and health. So north का color क्या है? North का color है blue. अब अगर हम वहां पर देख रहे हैं कि रेड कलर आ गया है इस तरीके से, green is okay. Green is okay in north. It doesn't harm you, but in a way it can saturate the results. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि opportunities नहीं आ रही हैं, तो प्लीज आप नॉर्थ को देखें, आप वहां पर काम करें, आप वहां पे ब्लू कलर्स को जो है लगाएं, आप वहां पे वाटर बॉडीज को लगा सकते हैं, जो वेव्स पैटर्न हैं आप उनको अपने घर के नॉर्थ में जो है प्लेस करें. इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर अ न्यू जॉब, यू कैन प्लेस अ मनी प्लांट इन द ब्लू बॉटल, प्लेस इट इन अ ब्लू बॉटल एंड प्लेस इट इन नॉर्थ. So soon you will see the opportunities will increase for you. Similarly, if you are working for a showroom, you know, you are doing vastu for a showroom, or you are a showroom owner or a shop owner, and you are seeing that customers are coming, opportunities are coming, but it doesn't come into fruition. He or she is not purchasing anything from you. So what you can do, just place a picture of a tree with fruits in the north direction. Similarly, east kya hai? East connects you with the social arena. The color for this direction is green. You can place Lord Kuber or Surya Devta to enhance your social arena. If you wish to connect with more peoples, if you are a politician or you are a public worker, you work with public, you want to enhance your relationship with public, then place a Surya Devta above 6 feet. An ideal of Surya Devta, place it above 6 feet, and you will see the result. Similarly, then Agni Kund, जो साउथ की जो दिशा है, रिलैक्सेशन है, फेम है, और हमारा कैश फ्लो है, हमारा आत्मविश्वास है. कलर क्या है यहाँ के लिए? द कलर इज रेड. साउथ का कलर है रेड. तो अगर आप यहाँ पर आपको लग रहा है कि कैश फ्लो नहीं हो रहा है या पेमेंट्स बहुत सारी हैं, तो प्लीज आप वहां पर जाकर साउथ को देखिए कि कोई एंटी कलर तो नहीं है वहां पे. ब्लैक और ग्रे अगर आ गया होगा तो आप देखेंगे कैश फ्लो में बहुत दिक्कत हो रही होगी, ब्लॉक पेमेंट्स बहुत सारी होंगी. तो आप उसके लिए जो है रिमेडीज करिए. हमेशा आमने सामने की जो दिशाएं हैं, दे आर वेरी वेल इंटरकनेक्टेड, they affects each other. कई बार ऐसा होता है in practical life, you go there and do the Lakshan Milan. So what they have told you, and you see that particular zone responsible for it, and you find nothing, then look to the other zone also, जो उसको बैलेंस करती है. अगर आपको साउथ में नहीं मिल रहा है तो आपको नॉर्थ में ऐसा कुछ जो है जरूर मिल जाएगा. फैमिली हैप्पीनेस के लिए मैंने जो है बताया साउथ वेस्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. प्लेस येलो है in the form of upholstery, in the forms of posters or wallpapers, paint, anything. Vases, you can put a yellow vase in southeast or a yellow rug in southeast. आपके खर्चों को भी जो है अच्छे से बचाएगा और आपको बहुत फायदा करेगा. देन वी कम टू वेस्ट. वेस्ट के 3 कलर हैं. वेस्ट इज द जोन ऑफ मैनिफेस्टेशंस, where you can connect with the universe. What you want, universe will give you. So you have to manifest for it. वो जोन कौन सी है? हम अपने घर में कहाँ पर इस चीज को कर सकते हैं? मैनिफेस्टेशन आप अपना पिक्चर फॉर्म में लगा सकते हो. इफ यू आर रनिंग अ कंपनी और अ बिजनेस, यू कैन प्लेस योर बिजनेस कार्ड्स और योर पर्सनल लोगोज देयर. आप वेस्ट में इसको जो है लगाइए. वेस्ट में आपको गेन्स आना शुरू हो जाएंगे, प्रॉफिट आना शुरू.
You have muted yourself. Please unmute yourself.
जाएगा कि आपको क्या चाहिए, what you want, what is your manifestation. with वास्तु आपको यूनिवर्स से क्या चाहिए, तो आप अपने मैनिफेस्टेशंस को आप प्लेस करें. यहाँ के कलर हैं व्हाइट, ग्रे और ब्लैक, जो न्यूट्रल शेड्स हैं और लग सकते हैं यहाँ पे. तो आप वेस्ट में ये सारी चीजें जो है कर सकते हैं. बहुत ही पावरफुल जोन है. अब let's talk about the cost. See, personally, I don't know about others. If my client comes with a 6,000 square feet property with a built-up area of 4,000 square feet, I don't at all consider him or her poor. So, as I work with architect, there's an architectural firm called Adept Architects. So, I have to pay them as well. I love to be precise while I am going on site. I love to be precise. You know, I don't do superficial vastu like put this there. I need a map and I grid on it. So I have to pay a certain amount to the architect. But yes, certainly I don't charge in lakhs. In Lucknow, I charge really mere amounts. Like I said, you are pouring lakhs and crores of rupees in your property. Like, see, one few more tips I would like to give. If you are going for luxurious row houses, you see, रो हाउसेस में आप प्लीज इस चीज को देखिए कि आपका पूल कहाँ पर है, क्योंकि आप करोड़ों रुपए की प्रॉपर्टी खरीदने जा रहे हैं और अगर आप का जो वाटर बॉडी है अगर वो कहीं अग्नि की साइड हुई, वो साउथ डायरेक्शन में हुई, तो वो घर आपको लॉस ही लॉस दे रहा होगा, आपका पैसा अटक जाएगा, आप ग्रो नहीं कर रहे होगे और कैश फ्लो नहीं हो रहा होगा। तो इस तरीके की चीजें अपने क्लाइंट को बोलना या उनको बताना, लक्षण मिलान कर लेना, और जब आप साइट पर पहुंचे तो प्रैक्टिकली उसको देख लेना बहुत अच्छा रहता है। मैं बार बार कह रही हूँ, भूमि प्रथम वास्तु हमारे शास्त्रों में बोला गया है, भूमि प्रथम वास्तु, अर्थात शुरू कहाँ से करें, वेयर टू स्टार्ट विद वास्तु, फ्रॉम प्लानिंग स्टेज। दिस इज द आइडियल सिचुएशन व्हेन यू स्टार्ट विद इनिशियल्स। आप प्लॉट खरीदने जा रहे हैं या खरीद चुके हैं, आप तभी उसका भूमि परीक्षण जो है करवा ले। जस्ट इन केस कॉमनली ऐसा ही होता है कि घर बन चुके होते हैं और हम लोग जब जा रहे होते हैं तो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग देयर इज अप्लाइड वास्तु और करेक्टिव वास्तु। एक और चीज मैं बोलूंगी कि अब डिमोलिशंस करने की जरूरत नहीं है हर जगह पे, जो आपके कॉस्ट को, जो क्लाइंट कॉस्ट को इंक्रीज करे। बहुत अच्छे आर्किटेक्ट्स हैं, बहुत नई टेक्निक्स आ गई हैं, वास्तु में भी वही है, क्रिस्टल्स हैं, पिरामिड्स है, ऑर्गन्स हैं, आइकॉनोलॉजी हम लोग जो है यूज करते हैं। वी कैन प्लेस डिफरेंट डिफरेंट अपहोल्स्ट्री आइडियाज, बासेस, डिफरेंट कलर स्कीम्स, यू नो। सो आप डिमोलिशन के साथ अगर जाएंगे और फिर इसको रिकंस्ट्रक्ट करेंगे, ऑब्वियसली इट्स गोना इंक्रीज द कॉस्ट। तो आप ऐसे लोगों को चुनिए जिनके पास आपको देने के लिए बेहतर ऑप्शंस हो, जो आपको एज अ क्लाइंट ऑप्शंस दे सके। इसके अलावा डोंट स्किप योर कंसल्टेंसी। लोग मतलब आई हैव कीप अ वेरी मेयर चार्ज ऑफ माय कंसल्टेंसी, पीपल आर कमिंग विद देयर मैप्स, ताकि हम लोग जो है आराम से उसे डिस्कस कर सके। ऐसा कुछ बहुत लाखों हजारों रुपए का चार्ज नहीं है, इट्स अ वेरी मेयर चार्ज। और मतलब जो क्लाइंट है मैं उनसे भी यही कहना चाहूंगी, आस्क क्वेश्चंस व्हाट दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग यू। इफ a vastu consultant is quoting a thing, you have every right to ask what you are providing, what will you do। see gridding है, then programming होती है, उसके अलावा बहुत सारे लोग ये सारी चीजें एक बार में करते हैं। I would like to go twice to my client's place, first visit with the architect and second I'll program the space after gridding। तो ये डिपेंड करता है, सबके काम का अपना तरीका है कि वो क्या करना चाहते हैं। हाँ, चीज यही है कि टिप्स के साथ भी बहुत छोटी छोटी सी चीजें हैं, अगर हम यूनिवर्सल एनर्जी के फ्लो के साथ अपनी लाइफ जिए, यू नो, तो इट विल बी मच इजियर फॉर अस टू मैन्यूवर थ्रू द बैड सर्कमस्टांसेस ऑफ आवर लाइफ, यू नो। इसलिए वास्तु बहुत ज्यादा अप्लाइड साइंस हो जाता है। इसके अलावा मैरिटल हैप्पीनेस के लिए जो है मैंने बताया, साउथ वेस्ट में आप जो है अपनी फैमिली पिक डालें। अगर आप अपने रिलेशंस को फैमिली में किसी के भी साथ, ऐसा नहीं है कि हस्बैंड वाइफ के ही साथ स्ट्रेन हो रहे हैं रिलेशनशिप, कभी कभी क्या होता है देखने में आता है कि पेरेंट्स के साथ, खासतौर पे बेटों के साथ जो है फादर के रिलेशन बहुत स्ट्रेन हो जाते हैं, अच्छे नहीं होते। तो आप एक अपनी पिक्चर अपने बेटे के साथ आप साउथ वेस्ट में जो है लगाइए, गोल्डन फ्रेम में डालकर लगाइए, आप उसका रिजल्ट देखोगे। अगर आप देख रहे हो स्किल का जोन है साउथ वेस्ट, वहां पर आपको बच्चों को पढ़ाई के लिए बहुत ज्यादा पुश नहीं करना पड़ेगा, आप उनका स्टडी टेबल आप वहां पे फिक्स कर दो, वो धीरे धीरे जो है इन सिंक हो जाएंगे अपनी स्टडीज के साथ। इसके अलावा आप जो है डिस्पोजल के जोन में आप येलो वास जो है डाल सकते हैं, आपके जो एक्स्ट्रा खर्चे हैं उनको जो है घटा देगा। तो इस तरीके से बहुत सारी छोटी छोटी जो है रिमेडीज होती हैं, विच आई गिव एब्सोल्युटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट।
Okay.
हर कोई अच्छा वास्तुशास्त्री, हर कोई अच्छा
Yes.
ज्योतिषी ये चाहता है कि हमारे जो एंशिएंट साइंसेस हैं वो फैले, क्योंकि वो मैंने नहीं लिखे हैं। सम्रांगण सूत्रधार मैंने नहीं लिखा, विश्वकर्मा प्रकाश मैंने नहीं लिखा, मैं मतम मैंने नहीं लिखा, तो मुझे कोई हक नहीं बनता कि मैं उसे अपने तक होल्ड करके रखूं। लेट्स एम्पावर द वर्ल्ड, लेट्स एनलाइटन द वर्ल्ड। और ये हमारी संस्कृति, अगर हमारे अपने देश के लोग इससे पहले बेनिफिट नहीं होंगे तो कौन होगा? उनका पूरा हक बनता है उस साइंसेस पे जितना एज अ वास्तुशास्त्र मेरा है। तो मुझे लगता है कि प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट्स हैं। जब मेरे पास कोई आता है तो वो चार्ज के बाद एक जो बहुत ही मेयर चार्ज है कंसल्टेंसी का, ऑफ कोर्स वो मैंने इसलिए रखा है, आई डोंट डू इट फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। बिकॉज कई बार क्या होता है कि आप तो जो है जेन्युइन समझ के
Miss
आपको
Tiwari, we will be coming to you in the next round. I understand you have given good this thing about Dr.
Thank you
Anand.
so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, because you have given all the things and giving lots of good tips. I'm sure that our viewers, who are watching our show, are getting lots of benefits today, because these all experts, they are giving tips free of charge today. I'm sure if anyone would like to consult wherever you are, whether consult with them or any other Vastu, what they have said. Thank you very much, Miss Meenakshi
Thank you
Tiwari.
so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now I would like to invite my next panelist, and she is Miss Pallavi Desai. Miss Pallavi Desai is the Vastu consultant at Mumbai. She is a spiritual guide, Vastu numerologist, and astrologist. She is practicing nationally and internationally for past 15 years. She is also associated with Gayatri Parivar, Haridwar. She did deep study of ancient Indian literature like Vedas, Puranas, Gita, Ramayana, and Mahabharata. Welcome, Miss Pallavi Desai on our show. Miss Pallavi Desai, you have heard Dr. Rajiv Anand, you have heard all other our panelists, Miss Ranju Mehrotra, as well as Miss Meenakshi Tiwari. Now we would like to know your views on Vastu Shastra. Miss Pallavi Desai, please.
Namaste. Thank you, first of all, Dr. Rajiv Anand, Mr. Lal, for inviting me on this show. I am feeling so good listening to views of my fellow Vastu consultants. And since they have shared a lot of things about Vastu and so many tips, I would like to throw a light on the aspects which are not covered in their speech. So I have been practicing for past 15 years, nationally as well as internationally. I have visited Middle East, many countries, Canada, US, Singapore, Hong Kong, just for doing this Vastu. And I'm so glad that all Indian community, which is settled in these countries, they are firm believers of our sciences like astrology and Vastu. And since in US especially, the houses are built, they consider Vastu as one of the main aspects. As well as in Mumbai. See, I come from city of Mumbai, so my major practice is in Mumbai. Now in Mumbai, hardly anybody has own houses. They have apartments which cost in crores and crores. Some apartments for which I have done Vastu costing, one apartment costing 100 crores. So it's about, not about only the money, about the happiness that the people residing in that Vastu derive from that house is why people consult us, they come to us. And of course, on the years of experience in the field and the credibility, they would want to connect with us. Now, I will give you examples. See, I will share my point through some stories that many doctors, Dr. Rajiv would be very happy to know this, that I have minimum 100 doctors are there who consult me on the regular basis. They are gynecologists, they are ENT specialists, ophthalmologists, skin specialists, and many more who are in my client list. And they have their sometimes clinics, own clinics or hospital buildings for which I have given them consultancy. Now, these places, these Vastus are for healing. Okay. So when the patient comes there, they want the patient to heal faster. Now, there was also a client, doctor client of mine who is a trichologist. He does hair treatments for people. So he came to me with a problem that the surgeries happen well, but the post care means after they go home, they start getting infected, and that's why the hair transplant operation doesn't succeed. So now he has applied all his expertise, all the care was taken, yet there were infections. So I was called to the site, I visited the site, and then the southeast direction and the northeast direction of the place was affected. The southwest was perfect. The corner of stability was good. But the other two directions, the place of Vastu Purush and the place where there should be, it is a, northeast is a very spiritual corner of the place. It for health also we see that. So that thing was not proper, and when that was treated, he started getting results. So I'm so glad that our doctors, in spite of their medical knowledge and so many years of experience, they believe in the energy science. Vastu is essentially a energy science. Once you uplift the energy in that property, people start getting the results. Another example I would like to give. See, people come to us for three reasons. Either it is health, it is wealth, or it is relationships. So a lot has been spoken about relationships. I won't touch on that. Regarding commercial vastu, one more example I would want to give you. There is a client couple of mine who are in the aroma business. Okay, they supply this aroma raw material to these all manufacturers of perfumes, high-end perfumes in Paris. Now they had their own factories in Dombivli. Dombivli is a place near Bombay. So they wanted to do tie-up with a bigger company, which is a listed company. So when they came to me, they were staying in a 2 BHK house. I did not do the vastu of their commercial premise, but doing the vastu of the house helped them commercially in their business. And then they had that tie-up, and then they bought a bigger house. So a vastu of the house is very important. It covers all three areas: health, wealth, as well as the relationships. So it's not, see, one more point I would want to say, that people having multiple vastus. Now, most of my clients, especially the doctors, they have 2-3 clinics, or they have house, they have farmhouse, multiple vastus. This point is not covered in today's topic, that each vastu has got a different vastu compliance, and it affects the luck of a person. Suppose out of 5 properties a person owns, if 3 are Vastu compliant, but 2 are non-Vastu compliant. Personally, I don't select south-facing Vastu for any of my clients, except for certain businesses. For jewelry business, for jewelers, we particularly select south-facing Vastu. But for other businesses, we don't. So if 2 Vastus are south-facing and 3 are some other, then it is always advisable to make those non-Vastu compliant Vastus to be Vastu compliant. Because it's not Vastu compliant, we just cannot sell the Vastu. But while buying new Vastu, we can always be very vigilant that we buy only a Vastu compliant place. So the 5 points that I observe in a Vastu is, first of all, the entry of the Vastu. If the entry of the Vastu is correct, then rest of the things in the Vastu always fall in the place. Suppose if the entry is from south, the living room of the house will come in the south. So that is not appropriate as per Vastu Shastra. That's why the entry of the house is good. Minimum remedies are required if we select the house as per Vastu Shastra. Secondly, where is the cooking place, about which also my colleagues have spoken. The third place is master bedroom, where the couple sleeps. Fourth place is the center of the house. Now, this topic is not being touched upon. The center of the house is very, very important because it's the space element. Now, why people are not happy, that also I want to talk a few lines about it. See, we are over-occupied in life. Don't you think, Dr. Rajiv, that so many things, because of explosion of information, people are always occupied with something or the else. And that space in the life is not there. And for feeling happy, feeling abundant, that space element is also required. So what is there in your Vastu that reflects into your life also? So the center of the house essentially has to be free from any clutter. There should not be any weight in the center of the house, and there should not be water or fire in the center of the house. So by any chance, if there is bathroom, if there is what you say, the kitchen in the center, then we try to move it physically. And if not possible, see, in place like Bombay, which is very expensive as far as the property market is concerned, they fit the entire 1 BHK in 300 carpet. I think Meenakshi and Ranju will find it difficult to imagine 300 carpet mein ghar kaise baithta hai, but yes, it is the fact. And in such cases, the bathroom or the kitchen sometimes comes in the center of the house. So we have to treat that to free that space element, and then people immediately start feeling the difference in the energies of the house, thereby seeking the happiness in the house. So that space thing is also very, very important. And then the fifth point, which I essentially observe in a Vastu, is the toilet bathroom. Where are the bathrooms placed? Now, people have started choosing convenience over the happiness, is sometimes what I feel. That people want everything easy, convenient. Now, in the olden houses, the house in which I have grown, there was only one toilet bathroom and there were 6 people staying in the house. There was no concept of having so many individual bathrooms and privacy and all that. But now, if it is a 5 BHK, 5 bedrooms are in 5 different directions. Okay. And everything has an attached bathroom plus a servant toilet bathroom plus a powder room. So in house, there are 7 toilet bathrooms. 2-3 out of them definitely are in the wrong zone, which is advised by Vastu Shastra. So what we have to do is that advise those people, counsel them that you really don't need so many toilet bathrooms. And sometimes if you want happiness, if you really want to apply the principle of Vastu, which can bring a lot of good things in your house, you will have to little bit compromise on the comfort part of it or the convenience part of it. So what we do, we make them use only 3 toilet bathrooms and convert others into a storeroom or into something else. If it is in the northeast, I just close that toilet, okay? And I cannot even make it a meditation room or a puja room, because above that there is toilet of some other person and below that also. So we have to be very careful when we advise. If it's an individual house, yes, definitely we can remove it and make what is appropriate. But if it is an apartment, one apartment above the other, we just cannot make a puja place where the toilet of other person is there overhead. So the sense of Vastu consultant is also very, very important. Now, coming back to that point, one small point which I left, when I did Vastu of the house of that person, he benefited so much commercially that he has become a very 100% believer of Vastu, and he calls me his Santa Claus, and financially they are doing very well. And most of the business which I have done in my past 15 years has come through only reference. If you check my social media or if you check my website for that matter, it's not through advertisement or social media marketing that I get my clientele, but it is only through word of mouth. And it has been a very, very satisfying journey, because through this science, we are able to bring a positive change in the opposite person's life. Okay. They are unhappy in their lives. And through this, I make them not only the followers, I make them believers of the science. Okay. Because I am successful in convincing them that if you follow one principle in life or one science in life, but 100%, it is going to give you everything that you want. You don't have to go to 10 different things to gather happiness. It doesn't work that way. Okay. In this case, it's not more the merrier. Regarding friends, we say more the merrier, but regarding the life-changing sciences, if you follow one thing, it is going to do everything for you. So for example, as our Ayurveda is there, if you follow Ayurveda 100%, the chances of you falling sick are as good as nil. Okay, that 1%, 0.1%, we have to leave it to God and destiny.
Okay.
But otherwise, it has been a very potent science.
Okay.
Similarly, for Vastu, I can say, and it's always glad to be there. And regarding the costing part, just last one sentence I would like to say is that, see, sometimes people when they come, and since I'm an astrologer, like Ranju said, looking at their chart, we know whether the person is crying just like that or he really doesn't have money. So I've literally gone to the bastis. In Bombay, we have lot of slums, okay? The cooks or the maids who wanted me to come to their Vastu, that time this WhatsApp video calling was not there when I started my practice. I've gone to such places also and done the Vastu. I've done it free of charge. For certain people who don't afford my charges, I do it that way. But over somehow being in Bombay and doing the niche practice right from the beginning, because in Bombay, you know, the apartment 1 BHK also starts 1 CR onwards. So the charges which I take, I think they are justified. But if people doesn't afford, you know, I don't bargain on the price. I do it free for the person. So that has been my approach. And thank you once again for having me here. And I'm sure we will have more interactions.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Pallavi Desai, for giving your views. And you have mentioned giving a reply to Dr. Anand's that you are doing free, but you never bargain. So either once you will be charging bomb or totally free. Thank you very much. I'm sure today's our program is quite enlightening for all of us. Now, my second round, my first question goes to Dr. Rajiv Anand. Dr. Rajiv Anand, you mentioned that the Vastu affects mental status of a person. But is Vastu just a culture-wide superstition or a long-lost science that still applies? If it is really a science and you are being a medical person, you know, then why it is not applied in our country when we can full-fledged courses on this, and so that there what we are talking with as what you have raised about the quackery will not be there, and it will be a degree will be provided by all the universities like IIT should take this thing seriously and come out with this. What you say about this, Dr. Rajiv Anand? Please unmute.
Short and crisp answer. I never believed that this was just a culture-based wrong belief system. No. I'm learning increasingly that this is a science. Probably by majority of the people, less understood, less explained, and least applied. That's why we are having this program. Each of the participants has given very precise answer. We would love to have them again with FAQs of Vastu. 2 months from now, frequently asked questions Vastu. Let each one of them be submitted questions in advance and let them give an answer about it, combined with whatever astro and numerology. Back to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand. Now my question goes to Ms. Mehrotra. Ms. Mehrotra, you mentioned that you are an numerologist also. So my question to you is, for a successful Vastu expert, one should be astrologer, numerologist, etc., or Vastu Shastra itself is a complete science itself? Ms. Mehrotra, please.
So Vastu Shastra itself is a complete science, I would say. It is not necessary for a Vastu consultant to be a numerologist or an astrologer or a tarot reader. It is just like, you know, it's an add-on on your work. It just helps me to see the date of birth and know the nature of that person, that what kind of person this man or a woman is, and helps me to judge things how his house or his office should be. Because of his nature, it just makes work easier for me. But if I'm not a numerologist, or if anybody is just a Vastu consultant, it is not necessary to enter any other science for this.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Ranju Mehrotra. Now my question goes to Ms. Meenakshi Tiwari. Ms. Meenakshi Tiwari, the perception is that the Vastu is very expensive. Two reasons. First is the charges of the Vastu experts. The second reason about the changes which Vastu Shastra always says, that you have to remove the toilet from here, you have to remove the storage from here, etc., which are capital expenses. It's a huge amount. But there is another science called Feng Shui. Now, what is the difference between Vastu and Feng Shui?
Yes. So Feng Shui is based upon yin and yang energy of the universe. Similarly, to some extent, it's similar to Vastu. Chinese follow the yin and yang energy to manifest their dreams, to achieve their goals. And in India, it's a more wider aspect. We used to follow nature. We used to worship nature in the form of god and goddesses since ancient times. So Vastu is very holistic. In India, in our scriptures, in Vedas, in our sagas, it's very holistic in its nature. As far the cost is concerned, if you are going with a whole team of architects, you are going by the map and the grading process, demolition is not necessary. It's not at all necessary. I say it again and again. It will cut your cost. Just book an appointment with your Vastu Shastri and with the map, and talk about your problems, about what you want to achieve in your life, what is your expectation.
Miss Tiwari, I will just stop you here. You are talking of a new house is constructed. As Miss Desai mentioned about the problem in Mumbai or metro cities, there is a building, huge building, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. It's already constructed. Now the people feel that it demolish anything. It's not allowed. Also, it's not permissible. Also, and if you are doing it, it's very expensive. So that's why the people feel that the feng shui is such a thing where they bring some tortoise or something like that, they place here and there, and they get the solutions. So
yes, we will do corrective vastu. We place pyramids, we place crystals, we do space cutting. We can use colored tapes in the bathrooms, the simple metal strips in the bathrooms. Very simple techniques. No need of any demolition.
Okay. Thank you very
and
much.
Very cost effective too.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Tiwari. Now my last question goes to Ms. Pallavi Desai. Ms. Pallavi Desai, there is a question which was asked by one of a very senior advocate from Delhi, and she asked Ms. Mahapatra, Advocate Mahapatra, and she asked that if somebody is not following the Vastu, what will happen? And now, in addition to that, I will tell you one thing: the Britishers never have incorporated Vastu, but their buildings are very classy, durable, and adorable. And you are in Mumbai, so you know the buildings, the South Mumbai Fort side. If you go, all those buildings, library, the museum, etc. And so why it is like this? And what is going to happen if you don't follow Vastu? Ms. Pallavi Desai.
Hello, ma'am. A very good question, and I would love to answer it. See, first of all, the British architecture, it's very sound. Okay, they were per se not following Vastu because they anyway wanted to destroy all the education system in India. So these sciences also were not given importance for their own good. But the buildings they have constructed, if you see Ballard Pier, everything either in rectangle or in square, you will hardly see a circular structure or very fancy structure where it is uneven. So that one thing which they have followed, that is one of the reasons why it is so durable. It has lasted long. Is Vastu says have something in rectangle or have something in square. So that's why the stability is. Even if you see the Empire State Building, it is very much square in the shape. So that architecture has followed certain, unknowingly they have followed the rules of Vastu.
But
so it has been,
but when somebody is not following Vastu, what is going to happen?
What will happen? See, it happens. See, Vastu is a matter of belief. Okay, like how we believe in God exists or not, it's a subject of debate. If the person doesn't want to follow, okay, he or she will not follow. And even if they call, some people are there, 25% people are there who call us just because as they are interior of the house, they are doing Vastu because it's a part of the service. So they will get it done. But even if something good happens, they will not give credit to Vastu, or if something bad happens, then also they are not bothered basically. But whether they are bothered or not, Vastu energies keep on having impact on a person's life. Okay. So if the person doesn't want to believe, the things which have to happen will anyways happen in a person's life. We cannot interfere with the destiny. But certain things, certain difficulties which we can save. Say for example, if the bedroom of the couple is not in the southwest, there are going to be disturbances which the person has to undergo.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Pallavi Desai. Paucity of time, and as Dr. Rajiv Anand said, the next time definitely we will have a question answer session for this. So thank you very much. So viewers, you have seen viewers, you have seen that how the Vastu Shastra plays a very, very important role in our life. Although it's a science, but still, when people think that it is a superstition, which is a wrong concept, we have to understand that after all, the ancient people have done so much research, and so many buildings are there, many temples which have been built thousand and thousand years back still survive with all types of weather in our country. So one must give the importance to Vastu, even for the happiness. And as Dr. Rajivanan mentioned very clearly, that Vastu consultants should be expert, they should be well qualified, not the quackery which is prevailing in our country. And I am sure that today's program will definitely give a clear-cut message even to the Vastu experts that they should consider thinking that charges are not they should not become a block, but rather we must give our expertise to everyone, that it will reach and our ancient, our science can be popularized. And I am sure that one of the, not one, every, all these institutions, at least the central government institution, should follow and take this as a subject in their curriculum. Thank you very much. And today's program has been live telecasted by V4 News, Karu News, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV India, News Gaon se, Samvad Saroकार News, Bharat Post News, Gyan, as well as was shown live on Facebook. Our endeavor to bring to you everyday new topic in our media conference with Lal Goel at 10:30 a.m. Tomorrow our topic is online coaching, pros and cons, and our star Dr. Sushil Singh, Director, Prelude Public School, Agra, Dr. Shivram Krishnan, CEO of Vekanesh Spear, an educational and soft skill training institution, Bengaluru, Dr. Lovely Srivastava, educator, United University, Prayagraj, Dr. Namrata Shukla, co-founder of Kaizen Mantra, trainer and consultant, Muscat, Miss Shriti Prasad, educator, School and Junior College, Nagpur. So please tune in tomorrow for media conference with Lal Goel at 10:30 a.m. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand. Thank you very much, Miss Meenakshi Tiwari. Thank you very much, Miss Ranju Mehrotra. And thank you very much, Miss Pallavi Desai, for giving your very, very enlightened views. And thank you all the viewers for watching our show. And I'm sure today's program is very enlightened. And we hope that such types of programs we will be bringing more and more in all other areas of our sciences, which have been lost during this. Our time has given, and new because of the new education policy which has been introduced by our Honorable Prime Minister Modi, I am sure these types of sciences will get some more leverage and more preference on the science which we are following of the Western science. Thank you very much.